Alright, I got the boat flipped back over and sanded. That's why I'm covered in dust. Maybe I will see it. Look at all that freaking dust on that. It was worse. I've already gone outside, shook off. Alright. I got my dollar store paintbrushes, flathead, and what we have here is some Minwax, I guess it's pronounced. Penetrating stain. I've decided to go more of a traditional color with this boat. The next one, I got a cool little kinky thing I got in mind. But it's another day. So this is a Sedona red. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was prepared to have to paint the bottom and the sides of the boat, but I've gotten about 98% off. All the little X's, there's a little bit of one right there, but I'm hoping with the stain and the freaking stamp on the plywood is right there. So the way this is going to get done, would be nice to have a good brush, but I don't. I have these just because when I do fiberglass, it's cheap to get like 5 brushes for $1. So and the stem is not on here yet because technically the stem and the keel are replaceable parts. You can replace them. You wear them out, you hit stuff. So I think I might have to go find a brush that's a little more cottony and absorb a little bit more stain. And once it's been on there for a few minutes, soaked in, you want to get the excess off with a rag. Wood's not going to soak it all up. You only want on there what's going to actually soak up. Then, that's the color you get. There she is. Red. So. Things been stained, wiped down. I did end up going to look for another brush. I ended up using this cheap, it actually says chip brush on it, I think, somewhere. It's 100% natural bristles, made in Indonesia. They're like really cheap brushes. I get them at, I think I get them at Walmart. But it's not a synthetic. The stain doesn't stick to as well. But there's that. It actually calls the fiberglass the bottom. So that'll be next on the list. I actually see a lot of people that don't do that. They just epoxy it and let the epoxy soak in. But I'm going to see how that goes. I might run just like a 4-inch strip, so it'll go 2 inches up on either side. As you can see, today's a monumentous, glorious occasion. I got the boat on the trailer. From it sitting on some cockeyed sawhorses, it is a little cattywampus. But, oh well. It should settle out on the trailer. If not, if it stays like that. It's my first boat, who cares? Once it's in the water, you'll never know anyway. So what I'm getting ready to do now is cut 2 pieces of plywood for the seat. I've already measured for the seat base and written it down so I wouldn't forget it. It's 40 1/4 versus 15 1/4. Now I can utilize this piece of scrap wood. This was actually top of a shipping crate. As you can see, it's got the packing label on it. No big deal. By the time it gets cleaned and cut, with the seat traced out, you can take a piece of 3/4, well, technically 1/5, but it actually comes out to 3/4. You put it on a line and draw a line on the inside. Now with the holes pre-drilled, we got our blocks in. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put some of these wood screws in so we can test fit. We're going to get this in the book. Go ahead and take these back off, put some glue on them, get them put back together. Alright, given the fact that this thing is not going to be immersed in water, I'm actually going to use just regular wood glue. It'll be sealed. It's going to get sealed with urethane before I actually upholster it, possibly. The backboard notched, slides easily into place. And all we have to do is trace out the line. Now I want this piece to actually slide under because there's going to be an overlap right here. So I'm going to cut it down about 1/2 inch. Because by the time I put vinyl and everything else on it, it's going to bring it up pretty close. Easiest way to do this, to mark the arch line so it matches up, could either A, just put a spacer underneath the board with it in the boat, or since we made these templates, it's marked number 2. We got a center line on here that we had already marked. We mark what we want there, line it up with our mark there. That's simple. Now with the arch cut, as you can see, I got these notches. I don't want to have to make that into the cushion, so I'm actually gonna go from this edge to here and just cut it straight on either side. With the hinge installed on the seat, it goes on the inside. That way, once the seat's upholstered, you never actually see it. It keeps it where it's got to be, and you'll be able to get it out from underneath because it's going to have the top deck is going to have an overhang. So you'll be able to pull it out of the overhang, pull up, and be able to remove the whole seat. And with the hinge, it'll keep it from going anywhere. So, I didn't want the seat jiggling and vibrating apart when the boat's riding along or riding up and down the road behind the trailer. So, and this way it's out of the way. Drill some holes so I can put the all the steering linkage in and all that stuff. Go ahead and get started staining the inside of it. Now that the seat's ready to go in the house to get upholstered. After I sand it a little. Got some nasty weather outside today. It's only like 48 degrees. Which I guess isn't horrible for December. Got the kerosene heater burning in here. I'm putting I put one coat of this polyurethane on here last night for the inside. I'm not really going for the same extreme high gloss finish for the inside as I am for the outside. Just trying to get a little protection versus protection and aesthetics. So I got just enough to do another coat on the inside, as much as it soaked up last night. I was hoping to get away with one coat, but it doesn't look like I'm that lucky. Alright, I finished the second coat on the inside for the urethane. Last night, when I did the first coat of the urethane for the interior, I also did the rear on epoxy. I'll show it to you now. Here's the back of the boat. Some of this is actually still tacky from last night. Like I said, it's pretty cold out here today. So, and it was last night, when I shut the heater down last night, it was probably about 70, 75 degrees in the workshop. And then obviously, because it's only like a temporary one of them Harbor Freight garages, the cold crept in pretty quick. But I got the heat running again. It's still a little cooler on the backside with the heater running up front. So I'm just gonna let it run. I'm here all day, so I'm just gonna let it run. After at least the interior dries, I may go to one of the other garages and get one of the heaters to put back here. I think I got another kerosene heater somewhere as well. I can probably run that and fill it up and just put it back here, at least to get this dry. I can see it's starting to haze a little bit. I don't know if that's because it's taking so long to dry, or if it's just because the temperature's changing out here and getting warmer. So I'm not going for the prettiest finish on the outside, because what's going to happen is I'm going to end up wet after the decking goes on, and it gets stained, and on the trim goes on, and I stain that. I'm going to epoxy it, and then everything from the bottom edge, the edge around, is going to get block sanded, and then I'm going to clear coat it with automotive finish. Clear. So that way I won't have the little runs, the sags, all that. I'm really going for just to make it look pretty. Plus, the clear coat has UV protectants in it, whereas the epoxy does not. I mean, well, I actually bought it with UV protectants in it, but I don't know how much is in it. I don't know how well it works or nothing. Just from what I know. Alright. Like I said, second coat's on. The first coat on the urethane, it sucked up just about every drop of it. This morning, it didn't look like I put anything on it. So the one quart got me 2 full coats all the way around on the inside. There's a little pinger left in it, but I ain't gonna use it. So I'm gonna call that pretty good for now. Be done. There's probably technically enough in there for me to do the seat in. So I'm not in a rush to do the seat. I was just in a rush to get the frame done. So that way when this does go to the body shop to get painted, to get cleared, I can work on the seat. And then I also have to fabricate the plate, the motor plate for the back, for the motor to go on, and then start looking into controls and stuff like that. But it's coming along pretty nice.